when you do have diastasis recti, and yeah, you may look pregnant. Somebody may go up to you and be like, oh, you're expecting? And I'm like, yes, it's a food baby. So I look pregnant, and I'm gonna go to the pool, and instead of wearing a one piece that covers everything up, it covers my stretch marks, I'm gonna flaunt it because this is the body that I have, right? Your stretch marks are a beautiful reminder of you bringing life into the world. Hello! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're back with another self-love video. And if you are a new mom, or if you've been a mom for a little while like me, you're gonna love today's video because we're gonna be talking about how to love the skin that you're in, whether you've had a C-section, diastasis recti, or if you just have stretch marks and your body's gone through changes. If you're dealing with that and you're just wondering, okay, I know I'm stuck in this place, how do I get through it? Definitely give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on when you became a mom. I'd love to know that. So yes, let's get started with this video. All right guys, so what exactly is self-love? So self-love can be defined as just taking care of yourself and loving the skin that you're in and the person that you are, and doing that unapologetically. And I would say, and not actually being swayed so much about the opinions, how others perceive you. You know, you really want to focus on you loving yourself, and that's all about what self-love is. It's just loving you for who you are, your flaws, your imperfections, things that you love about yourself. All of it encompasses self-love. And I think we can't go into step one, into this journey of just embracing this new body that you have without saying, yeah, we need to have self-love. And one of the ways we can do that is to be proud of yourself. Okay, you had a baby, and that in itself is a miracle and a blessing. All these things wrapped in one. You are a superwoman, and be proud of this journey and this miracle and this blessing that you have brought into this world. Like, you created life. And I think sometimes we can just be hard on ourselves because we can look at, you know, social media norms and how bodies should be, and thinking we have to be a certain size. And if you are so used to being a certain size, and then that size changes, or your body changes, and you have to go with the stretch marks, or if you have diastasis recti, your stomach looks huge and you have stretchy skin, and all those things that happen as a woman that, you know, you don't really see. Where's, you know, the influencer? I mean, of course, I know there's influencers like that, but I mean open, really famous celebrities that are flaunting that and showing girls that follow them like, hey, this is normal, and we don't have to do this and that in order to feel beautiful. And I think that's just so important. So I would say be proud of all that you've accomplished, even if how you look right now is just not how you wish you looked. You know what I mean? I think it's just very important to just know, like, you created life, and even if there's been struggles along the way, like, you deserve to give yourself a clap and a pat on the back and just be like, yes, I did this. And one other thing I would say is just to think of all the things you had to endure from being a mom. You know, of course, you first find out the times we were pregnant, and then it's just so exciting. But then also just think of the times of, like, the morning sickness and feeling bloated and just not wanting to get out of bed sometimes. And then you have to think about, you know, the joys of feeling the kicks of your baby and going to see the ultrasound, all those things. Like, it's just when you look back on, like, those are just blessings. Then also thinking about the pains of childbirth, right? Like, women, we are just strong. Not only can we endure, we can persevere. There's so many things that encompass what makes women who they are. But yeah, you should 100% be proud and not just feel boggled down in the depression that comes with when your body changes, you know? So I would say that's step number one, is be proud of yourself. So moving on to number two, I would say that it's so good to disconnect from social media. Sometimes we can see, you know, size 0 bodies, and you see women who have just, like, snapped back from having a baby and they're so slim, and you see yourself and you're like, you try and you've been working out and, like, things haven't changed. And sometimes that can, like, be depressing. I would say disconnect from social media, unfollow the people that don't make you feel good, and just really, like, focus on yourself and do the things that you love, and surround yourself with encouraging, uplifting people in your life, and also the people that you see online. I think that's so important, especially when you're in a season of just not feeling like yourself. It's important to surround yourself and to, you know, look at things that are uplifting and not negative to make you feel like, oh, something's wrong with me. So I think it's so important to just disconnect from social media, and just to know you don't have to look at the bodies that make you feel insecure, inferior, right? You should definitely want to follow people who make you feel good and who make you feel that, hey, it's okay to not be perfect. And honestly, you want to follow people who are real, not the ones who create and, you know, have all this work done, and then in reality they just make it seem like, oh, you know, it's just, I just drink a lot of herbal tea and I work out, like, when we know that's not the case. So I think people who are just really trying to live their best lives and be healthy and be natural just need to know a lot of what you see online is a been enhanced. So surgical means is completely fine. Everyone can do what they want, but I think it's just so important to know and to be open to others when it's not realistic beauty expectation. And I think all types of pregnancy bodies need to be embraced and shown, big or small. And all types of postpartum pregnancy bodies need to be embraced, big or small. I think there was a time just in the media where it's like, you know, a celebrity would have a baby and they'd be like, oh wow, like so-and-so snapped back after a month, or so-and-so snapped back after a couple weeks, and like that's all they would promote. But it was just nice and refreshing to see the celebrities that are like, no, I'm gonna take my time and like I'm gonna do it unapologetically. And I think just taking that pressure off of having to like go to the gym like after you just popped a baby. And I think what Meghan Markle did was so powerful when she decided not to step out and, you know, have photographs done, and she did it her own way. I think that's so powerful, and feeling like, no, I don't have to like get dressed up, put my makeup on just for people to see me, you know, and you may not feel good. So I just think it was empowering what you did to let ladies know, like, hey, if you don't feel up to doing certain things, don't do it, you know? You gotta live for yourself at the end of the day. And, you know, today's gonna be a video after dark because it is getting dark, but I really wanted to upload this and get this out to you guys. So yeah, moving on to reason number 3 is change your negative thoughts into something positive. So you really wanna follow along a positive mindset. And I think a lot of the times when you're in this new season of your body changing, you know, you may have engorged boobs, you may have stretch marks, you may have a little pouch, you may have gained weight, especially during the pandemic. I mean, we all gain weight, right? But especially for moms, there's a lot of changes that our body may go through. Your hair will be falling out, all those things, that feeling at yourself. And I think it's easy to fall into this negative mindset of just saying all these things that are wrong. But it's so important to just start, even if you don't believe it, start saying positive affirmations to yourself and saying how awesome you are. Even if you don't feel it, say how awesome this body is, and just say how awesome, you know, I look amazing this day. Even if you don't feel it, it's just so good to just say things that are positive, and eventually the things you think you will believe. All right guys, I'm back with it. So I just turned on my ring light, so hopefully this lighting is a little bit better. I have all my notes on my phone. Okay, so as I was saying, anytime a negative thought may come into your mind about what you don't like about your body, stop yourself dead in your tracks and be like, no, I'm not going to give life to these negative thoughts, and say something positive right then and there. Write something positive that makes you really feel good about yourself, even if you don't believe it at the time. That can just be amazing to boosting your confidence and your ego when you are reading the positive things that you say about yourself, and that'll just help you in getting out of that funk and depressive state of mind. After all, having a positive mindset can do wonders in changing yourself, not only from the inside, but it can do wonders in changing how you appear and present yourself on the outside. So yes, I would say for reason number 2, definitely have a positive mindset and take out all the negativity out the door and just be like, no, I'm not gonna indulge in that today. I wanna be positive. Number 4, to try to pivot into loving the skin that you're in, counting your blessings. Sometimes in the midst of feeling like we just don't feel like ourselves, it can be very powerful to jot down your blessings. And so what do I mean by your blessings? Yes, I'm talking about getting a journal. We're going old school, get a pen and paper and just write down every single thing that you are thankful and blessed to have in your life. Doing this exercise will make you realize that there is so much more to life than what we look like, you know what I mean, and what we feel in the moment. So when you realize, oh my God, like, I'm so grateful to have this in my life, but I'm so blessed to have these people in my life, and I'm so blessed for the children that I created, that'll make you realize, yeah, this little thing, yeah, I'm a little bit insecure about my stretch marks, but is that, in the huge sum of things, is that really a big deal? No, we can overcome it, and that's something that, it's superficial. You don't really need to be so focused on the superficial, when what's really important is how we feel internally. At the end of the day, your soul is still your soul. How you feel on the inside, that little voice that you've had since you were a child is still there. And I think that's most important, is making sure that you cater and nurture that. Because we all change, we're all gonna change, our bodies are gonna change, our appearance is gonna change, unless you have a good Botox doctor. Yeah, all of that is gonna change, and it's natural, it's healthy, it's beautiful to go through those changes, but I think it's just really important to just make sure that you write down your blessings, make sure you make it known and read them out loud. I think it's just so good to your soul for you to see the things that you're grateful for, and it'll kind of change all the negative things that you may think. And this also coincides with counting your blessings, but it's a little bit different. And I would say not to hide your imperfections, and to, and this is something that comes with time, and as you build your confidence and you do more of these exercises, when you, let's say, if you're someone like me who has stretch marks, right, and you do have diastasis recti, and yeah, you may look pregnant. Somebody may go up to you and be like, oh, you're expecting? And I'm like, yes, it's a food baby, and sprinkled with diastasis, right? Some people may say that, and while it can be offensive to some, I think it's like, you know what? So I look pregnant, and I'm gonna go to the pool, and instead of wearing a one piece that covers everything up, it covers my stretch marks, I'm gonna flaunt it because this is the body that I have, right? And I think it can be easy to hide it, and I know our insecurities can eat away at us sometimes, but I think it's so powerful to just embrace it. For me to go out there and to, you know, wear my two-piece and have my little diastasis belly showing, right? And to have my stretch marks out, and just to show my kid, like, no matter what season that you're in, whether you're thin and feeling the best season of your life, and whether you're a little bit bigger and still in the best season of your life, it's so important to just show that and like be confident in your skin and showing that, because there's all different body sizes, there are all different types of you know, skin tones, and everybody looks different in this world. And I just think it's very negative when we only see like one type of body out there. It's important that we embrace our imperfections. And I think you know, models like Winnie Harlow, she's amazing in what she does, and just like how she's embracing, you know, how she looks like. And I think it just gives so many people so much confidence to know, yeah, I don't have to look like that. I can be me, and that's all you can really be is you. And I think that it's powerful to just embrace whatever imperfection that you have and try not to hide it. I would say your imperfections, or the things that maybe you're not so confident in, that's what makes you unique, you know, it makes you different. And, you know, it's a storyteller. You can tell people, hey, how did you get that? Or I think your stretch marks are a beautiful reminder of you bringing life into the world. So I think it's so important to just embrace that. I am talking about wearing a two-piece even when you feel like wearing a one-piece, right? And of course, do whatever you feel comfortable. But if you want to wear that two-piece, wear it and not think about, oh, I wonder what so-and-so is going to think. No, go out there and flaunt that two-piece and do it confidently, because you deserve to do it, and you deserve to wear whatever it is that you feel makes you comfortable. And I would say not to hide your imperfections, but work on embracing them. Show them off as they are beautiful, and that's truly what makes us all unique. The little things, the freckles on our faces, right? The birthmark on the side of our face, you know, could be the wrinkles on our hands, or, you know, the gray hairs that we have, our hair texture, or the skin that we're in. All those things make us unique, right? The way the hair grows on our faces, everything. I think all of that should be embraced. And yeah, don't hide your imperfections. When you were in college, you could have had a different body, and you're just in this new season where you're not really sure who you are anymore. I think just taking that step to be like, you know what, I may not feel the best right now, but I'm gonna do this anyway because I wanna get to a good state of mind. That's a very important, and it's good for the body that you just are confident and just work on embracing the skin that you're in. And flaunt it, just to tell yourself, you know, you're not only proud of where you are, but you're proud of where you've been and the journey that it's taken you to get to this point. And if you're someone like me who has diastasis recti, and that's what is diastasis recti, it's kind of when your abs split. And some people can get it naturally when you gain weight and your abs generally split, but you can also get it through pregnancy and just the stretching of the skin, and sometimes your abs can just fall apart. And I think I honestly got it through my C-section. My doctor just pulling one too many things, and he just ripped one too many ligaments, and that's how I got mine. But no amount of working out, if you have it really bad like me, is going to fix it, and you may need surgery. But even in the process, maybe you don't want to have surgery, or maybe you want to wait a couple years to have surgery. I think it's still good to just love whatever body, whatever your stomach looks like, love that season that you're in, love that. And I think at the same time, when I think about you know, I look at old photos and like, man, I was like a skinny mini, right? And I had a super flat stomach and all those things. And now I'm like, wow, I wake up and like I instantly look bloated. Like I literally look a good six months pregnant, right? And it's just all my eye being separated. And I may even have a little hernia sprinkled in with there. But I have to think about at the same time, like, this is the body that gave me 2 children. You know what I mean? Like, not even being, I know for some people they have to go through in vitro fertilization, or they may have to go through surrogacy. And while any means where you have a child is still a beautiful thing, it's a blessing, but I think it's amazing. I need to be grateful that I'm even able to carry a child, because that may not be the case for some other people. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna love and embrace even the changes that my body has gone through, despite you know, things being different, things looking different than what they used to. So I would say, instead of being upset and thinking, oh man, I don't have a flat stomach, or man, my boobs are deflated, not what they used to be, or wow, these stretch marks are awful, and all these things, instead of thinking those negative thoughts, always flip them around and try to make them into something positive. With me exercising, I know a lot of the time it's not going to really change my diastasis, but I'm still going to exercise anyway because it makes me feel good and it's healthy for my body. Even if I don't see changes on the outside, I'm still going to exercise just for me. Moving on to tip number 5 is to be unapologetic about embracing all the emotions that you feel in this new season of just not maybe recognizing who you are.